Hello, fam, and welcome back to another edition of George's Corner. I'm your host, George Lee Jones. Let's get started, but I also want to remind you again that the focus of George's Corner is not to tell you anything new, but to remind you of what you already know and just putting it in a different perspective. Okay, I'm enthusiastic. I'm excited to talk to you guys today about a subject that came up with some people I was having conversations with, and they were talking about the fountain of youth and where they thought it may be in a geographical sense. And what I realized is the fountain of youth is right in you. Follow me. Everything that you desire and want, you was born with. But somehow along the way you forgot. And it's kind of funny to even think about. Do you really want to go back to a place that you worked so hard to get from? Meaning, when you were actually, chronologically speaking, young, you went through a lot of bumps and bruises to get to the place you are currently experiencing. So that kind of didn't make sense to me, because if you're an older person, why would you want to go back and be 20 or 21? If you're 21 now, then enjoy it. But when you get to be 40, 50, 60, hopefully you've stayed in your lane in a proper way, that you're growing along with the people that you started out in the youthful age. I heard a statement being made recently that you don't grow. Well, let me get it correct. You don't get old unless you stop growing. That's it. You don't get old unless you stop growing. Then you get old. Now, what that means is, as long as you're keeping yourself, and that's where I was thinking about this staying youthful and young, it's kind of more a metaphorical statement, because of you really just want to be relevant with the times you're in. So when people make statements about, well, my mind still wants to do a lot of things, but my body is not cooperating. Well, you have a choice in that matter. If you're taking care of your body in a proper way, such as, eating only when you're hungry, and I'm going to explain something to you about that. But eating only when you're hungry, to a comfortable place, and not overeating or filling up, then you're doing your body a lot of good. So you're not exposing your body to having to exert a lot of energy to break down unnecessary food in your system. Now, I want to explain to you, too, something that I recently learned, because I told you, always be learning something new. There is a difference between hunger and appetite. Let me explain. When your body is hungry, that is a normal function of your body letting you know that it needs nourishment, sustenance, so that it can continue working, functioning in a manner of which you've been accustomed to. Appetite, totally different thing. Appetite is actually a craving or desire for a particular type of beverage or food. Because in actuality, your body only hungers for natural food, whatever's going to nourish it and get it back to its original state. And as far as beverages go, we're talking, yes, water. That's it. Simply water. Okay, so when you want soda, do understand that you're putting something in your body that is not going to be conducive to the progress of keeping a youthful body. It takes your body a lot of energy to break down all those ingredients that are in that beverage of soda or alcohol. And I'm not speaking against those things. If that's what you want, do understand that that's breaking into what you consider your fountain of youth. And if no one's ever said that to you before, just do a little bit of scientific research about your actual physical body, and you'll understand those things. But again, I'm going to go back to the fountain of youth. If you keep it in proper perspective and you keep your mind relevant, meaning you read some things, you involve yourselves in activities that keep you with the times currently, then you don't have to worry about the fountain of youth, because the fountain of youth is in you. And that was one of the things that I found kind of funny listening to this conversation, because people are like saying that, well, no matter what I do, I keep this weight, wrinkles show up. And I was thinking about that because we spend all this money on facial creams and supplements and everything else, when in actuality, our bodies are part of nature. So if you're not doing all this, what I call extracurricular stuff to keep yourself youthful, and you just went in a natural flowing manner, things like decompressing your body. If you've been at work all day, don't rush home, cut the TV on, clutter your mind with a whole bunch of stuff that's outside of you that you can't do nothing about anyway. Get home, close your door, sit down, take a deep breath. I know a lot of you are thinking, oh, I don't want to meditate. Don't meditate, but sit somewhere quiet and let yourself come back down to you. You've been doing stuff for people and at your jobs all day long. When you get home, decompress a little bit. Suck in some life. That's what air is. Feels good to me. Do that for yourself. And then when you go and grab a beverage, drink some tea, get some water. And when you're eating according to the time of the year. If it's really cold and you feel like you need something that's gonna really stick to your bones, then eat a hearty meal rather. But if it's hot, get yourself some salad, some fruit. Your body's telling you these things for a reason. If you feel uncomfortable after a meal, chances are it's because you put something in your body that shouldn't be there. Again, we go back to the fountain of youth. The fountain of youth is in you. Keep your mind right and relevant. Relax. Feed your body properly. Don't put a lot of junk into it. And again, if you have vices that you enjoy doing, I'm not saying don't do those things, because you want to enjoy your life. You want to enjoy this experience. But keep it at a minimum, because you don't want to cut your experience short. That's what I'm saying. The worst thing that could happen is that we, including me, don't get the full experience of who you are, your life, coming to your fullest, I don't know, whatever you want to put in there. But just think about that. The fountain of youth is inside of you, and it's really more about being relevant. And with that in mind, think about the difference between hunger and appetite. That's all I have to say today. I just felt like I needed to talk with you guys about this, because a lot of people are chasing the fountain of youth, when in reality, if you take care of your body, your mind, you decompress for your spirit and your soul, you'll be just fine. Stay where you are. Like I say always, love yourselves, be great and kind to others, and always, always be learning something new. Until next time, fam, I'm your host, George Lee Jones. Love you all. Peace.